For my demonstrative speech, I'm going to discuss and show different yoga poses that will help people with their health, flexibility, and more. I decided to choose this topic for my demonstrative speech because I personally love yoga and I do it in the morning before I even start my day, and it's drastically changed my life, so I want to share my information with everybody else out there. Before we get into demonstrating the different poses, I wanted to talk about the history of yoga and its benefits. So from an article I found called Benefits, Barriers, and Cues to Action of Yoga Practice, I found a quote that stated, "Yoga is a 3,000-year-old discipline developed in India for examining human nature and quieting the mind. Today, yoga is recognized as a form of mind-body medicine that integrates an individual's physical, mental, and spiritual components to several aspects of health, particularly stress-related illnesses." Since yoga has been around so long, there has been a lot of scientific study on it to prove that it will improve your health benefits. From that same article, I found that a scientific study of yoga has increased dramatically in recent clinical trials in its therapeutic benefits. Yoga improves physical and psychological conditions, including lower back pain, cardiovascular disease, stress, and anxiety. The physical postures enable flexibility and help remediate sports-related and other injuries. The first yoga pose that we are going to talk about and demonstrate is called the downward facing dog. The downward facing dog is the best recognized and most often demonstrated poses in the Western culture. From an article I found called Yoga Postures Deconstructed, it was said that when performed strategically, this pose is a great strength builder for shoulders, abdominals, spinal erectors, hip flexors, and ankles. The downward dog stretches the hamstrings, drains the brain with fresh oxygen, calms your mind, and decompresses with the spine. In order to do the downward facing dog, you should begin on your hands and knees. You should align your wrists directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. The fold of your wrists should be parallel with the top edge of your mat. Point your middle fingers directly to the edge of the mat. Stretch your elbows and relax your upper back. Spread your fingers wide and press firmly through the palms and knuckles. Distribute your weight evenly across your hands. Exhale as you tuck your toes and lift your knees off the floor. Reach your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Then you gently begin to straighten your legs, but do not lock your knees. Bring your body into a shape of an A and imagine your hips and thighs being pulled backwards from the top of your thighs. Do not walk your feet closer to your hands. Keep the extension of your whole body. When doing this pose, you want to keep your breaths calm, and you should breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth for the entire stretch. The next pose we are going to demonstrate and talk about is called the child's pose. This is one of my favorite poses personally because this pose is able to help with neck, back, and hip pain, and this is also known as the resting pose. What you're going to do first is kneel on the floor, putting your toes together, and your knees should be hip width apart. Then you should rest your palms on top of your thighs. Inhale and then exhale. When exhaling, begin to lower your torso between your knees. Next, you're going to reach your arms by your torso with your palms facing down. Then relax your shoulders towards the ground. You can stay in this pose for as long as you need. The next pose that we are going to talk about and demonstrate is called the forward fold. This one only takes a few steps and has health benefits that include stretching your hamstrings and spine. It also flushes the liver, spleen, and kidneys. First, you're going to stretch your arms up as much as you can and then bend forward as far as you can. Next, you can either grab your legs for support or let your upper body hang by grabbing your arms. The next pose we're going to talk about and demonstrate is called the seated twist. This pose has the health benefits of improving your digestive system, helps with back aches, and stretches the upper body. To do this pose, first you will sit straight up with your legs in front of you. Then you will take any leg and cross it over the leg that is straight. Then you're going to turn your upper body the opposite way your bent leg is facing, and bring your arm in front of the bent leg and push against it. The last pose we're going to talk about and demonstrate is called the Shavasana, as known as the corpse pose. This pose may look easy, but it could be a bit difficult because you have to really focus. This pose is usually done after all your stretches are complete. The health benefits include lowering your blood pressure and calming you and giving your body the opportunity to absorb all of the benefits you worked for. All you need for this pose is to lay on your back with your palms facing up and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. In conclusion to my demonstrative speech, yoga is very essential for your health and anybody can do it. Ever since I added yoga into my morning routine, my life has changed immensely and I've gained more flexibility and I've gotten a lot calmer. So anybody can look up these poses or learn their own because there's a lot more, and I highly, highly suggest that you add these into your daily routine.